Good morning, this is Veronica. I'm the Lady of Excellence Award winner in 2011. Today we are going to invite a few ladies, successful ladies, to share with us their success stories. And we are here today with Supreme QX Beauty Spa, located in Pacific Plaza. We'd like to thank Miss Ice Michelle, the beautiful owner of this place, that allow us to conduct the interview here. Enjoy the video.
Hi, I'm Tahira Amir Sultan. I'm an author and a speaker and previously technologist for about 18 years. Also an entrepreneur and advising tech startups. From childhood I was always suppressed and it became my lifelong thing. It was only recently that I broke through that and discovered this limitless side of myself. Being an author who spent 9 months, in fact, about meditating, researching, praying and writing, and releasing a book that covered many areas, many disciplines, and I found that I was able to do things beyond what I expected. So now as a speaker, I pass on that information and I want to help people become that limitless being as I had become myself, and really take them on into becoming that kind of person and on their higher path.
Let's welcome our next Lady of Excellence Award recipient, Tahira. So Tahira is a local author. She wrote the book Through the Golden Door. Tahira, good morning. Tell us a bit more about that book that you wrote.
Yes, Through the Golden Door really is me looking for the golden door. It's a novel. And in this book, I'm actually helping people discover their golden door. It's interesting because when I was writing the book, I really didn't know what the end result would be. I started writing a scientific book. The title was Transit Type 1, My Passion for Astrophysics. But as I was writing along, as the months passed, and I went through like 9 months, I mentioned research, meditation, it started becoming a novel. And I had characters coming in. And there were like messages, divine messages coming through. Paragraph would appear, like a ticker tape on my forehead. I said, where did this come from? It was so perfect with quantum physics and philosophy and even finance intermingled it. So in the end, it turned out to be a 426-page book after being trimmed down from 1,000 pages. So it was fascinating for me, and I realized, wow, I was becoming a writer and also a philosopher, and which I was before, just a technologist. And I would never go and speak. Even when I was heading this mobile association to technology, I was president, but I would tell my vice president, go and speak. No, I don't want to be in front of the audience. I didn't like any kind of publicity.
So how do you feel about being in front of the audience nowadays?
I think this is my natural self.
So it comes naturally.
I was always forced myself to be introverted.
So what inspired you to write that book?
There was something in my life that I was leading. I was leading my untrue self. You could say I was not my true self, and to a point that I actually went to depression and breakdown. And I had to actually get myself out of that. I wanted to stop everything. In fact, I stopped my business. I shut down the company. In fact, even though the business was doing very well, 22 cities around the world.
And you just shut down?
We just, not sure shut down, but I just told my customers to take on less projects and then slowly asked staff to look for new jobs. It was kind of like a drastic, but it was, I had broken down. If I had broken down, the company also, what's the point? I was so unhappy.
Yes, you are right.
And I was basically doing a lot of government contracts, tenders, and sometimes you had to double the team, and I realized I was doing operational work. I was being a supporter, but really my personality is being a creator and a speaker and an innovator and a star, a person who can actually communicate. I was not being myself. I was always promoting other people. I was like a kingmaker, promoting other people. I never promoted myself. I never thought about myself. So I always thought I was being if I promote myself, I'm being selfish. But I always thought that, so then I realized that I had to be who I was. And at the same time be selfless in my vision and what I did.
So writing that book is
Writing-
like your calling.
It was my calling, and it brought out things within me which I didn't realize. And then I was also transforming lives because I now have a leadership base, and then people ask me to speak. For a while, me and my family went to Bali, stayed there because I was going through this transformation, you could say, or wanting to be in isolation in some way, or discovery. And then went to Malaysia, then went to Pakistan, and I found that I was being invited to speak in Singapore. Coming back all the time. I said, okay, fine, now time to go back. And now I have two people who promote me, a forum that we conduct every month, and then I was also, MC for a Wealth and Wisdom Conference, which I never quite expected. A few thousand people.
So are you writing another book?
I'm writing
With
two
the
more
success,
books,
yeah.
which is a sequel for this book.
So it's a
Okay.
continuation?
It's a continuation, the next level of myself, because there's no limit of who we
what
are.
is the title of this book?
Oh, it's through the Golden Door Book 2,
I see.
but the first one was The Doorway to Our Advancement. The slogan for the second one is Entering to Divine Love. It's more but love. And another book I'm writing at the same time, which is really a little bit more about the nations of the planet, about how countries being united.
But you're writing two books
At
consecutively?
the same time.
How do you find time? How do you manage your time to do this?
It's not very structured. It's when I feel like it, when the thoughts come through, I write it. So recently I was appointed by the Global Dialogue Foundation to be the ambassador for unity and diversity. And that Global Dialogue Foundation is in collaboration with the United Nations Civilization. So the underlying message of my first book is about unity. Unity with God, with nature, within families and nations. So this other book, it really is about between nations. Because we are at a time where the world is so divided. And we actually we may go backwards, or and that is something that this book, as being an ambassador, I actually bring in stories and contributions from people around the world, and how unity, I think, has transformed their lives.
So that's very meaningful.
Yeah, whether it is in their families, whether it's in the society, how being united actually brings transformation and has brought benefits and into the lives of the community. So it's really stories, compilation of stories. It's actually the readers, contributors from around the world.
Wow.
So it's not just from me.
I'll be looking forward to the new books. So do you consider yourself successful now? With the one book and two more on the way. How do you define success?
I define success as long as someone tells me, I get feedback that you have impacted my life, you've changed my life for the better, then I consider myself success. It doesn't matter how much money I make. It doesn't matter whether I'm famous. I never wanted to be famous.
But you are now.
Yeah, I never planned to be famous. I was a very introvert. I'm still an introvert.
You should know.
I am an introvert, yes. I could go through months without speaking to anybody. Seriously, not a conversation. I've gone through that even last year. Many weeks, no conversation with anyone. And the other way I consider myself a success is when at one moment I feel joyful. When we're speaking about something, I'm writing about something and I feel joy, then I'm a success.
I can see sparkles in your eyes when you talk about your book.
So does it really matter how much money in my bank account? Whether I was very popular, it doesn't really matter. See? Because over the years, there's going to be a time in our lives when you're not going to be successful. We're not going to be rich, or we're not going to be famous anymore. Many celebrities become very famous, and then suddenly they're out of the picture and they feel miserable and depressed. And they say, oh, we're no longer successful. No, it doesn't really matter. As long as I impacted people's lives, that's good enough.
Thank you for sharing. Do you have a favorite quote that you want to share with the audience today?
Okay.
Or a mantra or something?
Okay, yeah. I would say, be like an eagle. Okay? it is actually scary to be like an eagle
Yeah.
because you have to soar. At the same time, it can be so lonely.
Mhm.
People you're close to will be on the ground, but
You
you
may
have to
not
go.
understand.
You have to go up there, and sometimes you have to be away from them, and you have to do things differently from them. It is scary. And the other thing about the eagle is, the eagle has great vision. You can see beyond. Like for example, when it soars over the sea, you can see the fish. Better than
Very far away.
yeah, very far away and at the right angle. They can still catch the fish. So we have to be visionaries, and we should be able to see beyond the way a normal person would look at things. We need to look deeper at things. Not just follow the way everybody's doing things. You need to look deeper and also be a little bit alternate in our thinking, and not be like sheep, and not be afraid to be who you are and to see things differently. Sometimes you're so afraid to see things differently, you're not accepted, and also not be afraid to speak in authority, because you feel that, oh, I'm being bossy or I'm being arrogant. Sometimes when you speak with authority, you can be labeled for that. But as long as you know that it's going to positively impact people's lives, that they're going to do better things, more positive things, then it's alright.
Thank you for sharing, and it's very inspiring. We learned a lot from you this morning.
Thank you.
Yeah. As thanks, Tahira.
Thank you very much. Thank you.